This is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and I just want to tell you, this is one of my hobbies, okay? Not to basically just buy a map of Opryland USA off the internet or something like that, because Opryland USA was an amusement park in Nashville, Tennessee. We all used to like going to it as a family, and it closed down a long time ago. This map's almost 30 years old, and I got it framed because this was the last time that we were at Opryland, and then had UV glass put on the front of it to protect the map. And we have things like this around our houses, around our businesses, around this, there, the other, da 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 da. All of these things mean something to us, and we hope that they will mean something to someone else. I really like going to amusement parks because I get to see how they deal with customers, how they deal with people, how they basically manipulate and control their clientele, the people who go to the amusement park, how they give them service, what kinds of services they give them, how they entice them into areas, how they entice them into things, and how they use the psychology of the ride, the psychology of the whole system. And I know I bring this up sometimes in my videos when, I'm not being Guns, Knives, and Watches, about the psychology of it and this, there, the other, and da da da. But this is what I do on vacation. A guy who had a tremendous amount of money, lost it, had a tremendous amount of money and lost it again, and then the third time around, he was able to keep it. We got to talk to him and this, there, the other, and he's a famous person, so I wasn't the only one. What was different this time than the other times? Well, first, one, experience. He said the major thing was every 3 months I took a 3-day or more vacation, and it helped me clear my brain, and then I basically got a reset. And during that 3 days, he came up with enough ideas to drive him the next 3 day forward. In my business, I don't have access to customers, employees, this, there, the other, da da da. I'm more of a creative type person, so my working schedule is not the same as everyone else's. It's not fixed into a time clock, this, there, or the other. I never get to leave my job, basically. So these things, when I have to separate myself from my house, from my businesses, from this, there, or the other, I get to reset. And I get to experience things, and I get to be around hundreds of thousands of other people, which is cool because normally during my job I'm around very few people. But that's just, part of it. If you were in the business of evaluating things, if you were in the business of looking at things and having to see things from another perspective, another point of view, another idea, another concept, a lot of times, or almost all the time, you have to separate yourself from it. So you have to separate yourself from the people, from the places, from the things, emotionally, and this, there, or the other, and look at it objectively. It gets to the point to where almost humanity and other things seem as though they're a different species, a whole different thing, and you're looking at it almost from a fly on the wall type perspective, where you're looking at everything this, there, or the other. When you go into a new civilization, a new culture, from an anthropological point of view, you learn a tremendous amount of information that first week. To equal what you learn in that first week basically will take you the whole rest of that year, because you become accustomed to, and you become part of that civilization, that society, that thing. And the spoken and unspoken rule, and I've spoken about this previously in video, basically you adapt to it, and that becomes part of your system. So you start following the spoken rule, and the unspoken rule is if it's a job, if it's this, if it's that, whatever it is, you become assimilated into that. So it takes a tremendous amount of time after that assimilation to pick up new information. So if I get to go into a situation like an amusement park, and people know that I spend a tremendous amount of time at I spend a lot of time at Disney, probably more time than you would think, um, because it gives me that ability to look at something from a different point of view, take someone else's ideas, adapt them, see how they've actually done some stuff. And for my own business, my own children, my own this, that, or the other, and the way we're recalibrating the business from being what it is to what it will become for them. This understanding of customer service and uh, management of time and people and places and things is something that I've really been focusing on. Didn't have the time really to go to school. Didn't have the time to do this, that, or the other. So I did it an alternative way, and it allowed me to basically reset and reset what I was thinking about their lives, and reset this, that, or the other, and deal with real economic issues, concerns, this, that, or the other. And that's what I would recommend for you. If you are one of those creative people who is in control of a lot of things and a lot of people and a lot of places and a lot of this, that, or the other, you may seem as though you can never leave that, because if you leave it, things start going haywire. I've had that feeling, I've had that experience, and that is true. But if you can separate yourself from something for a while and reset your brain just for a moment, you are going to have a tremendous number of new ideas, new things learned, new experiences that you get to bring back into your own business and with your own people. And it may be the difference between that gentleman who lost that tremendous amount of money twice and was able to keep it the third time, just because of the creativity that he was able to, foster during that time off. Saw one guy one time who took a year-long sabbatical, and he worked 7 years just solid, and then took a year off. He's going to try to keep doing that. And when we take time off, it's not really time off. When I'm in an amusement park, I'm not there riding rides. I'm not there this, there, or the other. I give the people who are with me an experience, but then I get to pay attention to what I do. Somebody asked me, well, do you really enjoy this? Do you really this, there, or the other? Do you really da 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 da? What I enjoy is the game. I enjoy the process. I enjoy understanding how they are dealing with their employees, how their customer service actually works, how they are managing the people, the places, the things around it. And anyway, I'm proud of the map. I'm proud that they got it framed, and I appreciate the people that framed it. And da 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 da. I don't probably said this twice or three times. Make sure you put UV glass on something, because ultraviolet light, if this was in a drawer, which it was in a drawer, folded up this, there, or the other, we found it. The UV light, unfortunately, just from being in that frame, would basically destroy it. So if you care about it, which this is from one of our vacations 30 years ago, I would definitely pay that money, protect it from the UV, and move on. I hope that you get to pull some of these things, some of these ideas, this, there, or the other, off of the channel, and then move forward. What I really hope you actually do is learn how to objectively look at a product and evaluate it, and not go off the marketing, not go off the hype, not go off this, that, or the other, not look at what it's like this, well, this is quick, this Emerson knife here, that's done by ZT. I don't care what the model name of it is. I don't care what this, that, or the other. The only thing I care about the features, because that model name is going to change. The designer is going to change. The company that manufactured it is going to change. But throughout your entire life, and you may get it may seem, if you're new to this type stuff, this, that, or the other, that, oh my God, this stuff's written in stone. It's like putting your hand in a bucket of water. Pull it out. That void that your hand took is now gone. That is how easily things change in the environment, this, there, or the other. It doesn't matter whether this is a 0630 or not, because things are constantly in flux. Evaluate what you have in front of you objectively and move the hell on. Don't listen to a bunch of hype. Don't listen to a bunch of crap, because people are paid to say shit. People on YouTube are given products to give positive reviews of them. People on television are paid to act a certain way. Go at it the way I go at anything. Amusement parks, this, there, or the other. Look at it objectively. Look at the way it really is. You can learn a lot of information on YouTube. You can learn a lot of information on forums. You can learn a lot of crap. You can also get into be indoctrinated into what that is, what they think, what this, that, or the other, to where even if it's bullshit, you start to believe it. And that's, if nothing else, you get nothing else off my channel. I wish you got that. Anyway, I'm going to go back to being Guns, Knives, and Watches probably on the next video, but I hate to sit there and say it. This shit takes a lot of energy. And it's today, it's the end of the week. I don't have time for that shit, and I don't have the energy for it, and all I want to do is go sit down and have a good meal. This is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and find something that you enjoy and do it. Try to do it every 3 months and learn. In 2 days, 1 night, and 1 day doesn't work. It takes about 3 days for those thoughts to come, for those ideas to really form, for you to get separated and get lost into where you're at. This is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and have a good one.